The Mark III telescopic gunsight was used by the U.S. Navy early in World War II on several bombers and fighters, most notably the SBD Dauntless dive bomber, the TBD Devastator torpedo bomber, and the F-2A Buffalo fighter. The telescopic sight was installed through the aircraft windshield, with the eyepiece resting on the instrument panel in the cockpit and most of the rest of its 2.5-foot length outside of the windshield. To protect the objective lens from all the oil, dirt, and debris that it would be undoubtedly exposed to outside of the airplane, the lens was covered by a flap that would be opened when needed using a lever near the eyepiece. The reticle is a 3-ring 200 mm ring and crosshair. It has a prominent liquid level in the scope below the reticle, which would be very important in dive bombers to assure the plane is not skidding during the dive. A pair of ring and bead sights were mounted on the top and side of the telescope as a backup, although it's possible these may have seen more use than the telescope in fighter installations, since a turning dogfight would be even more difficult while leaning over and peeping through a telescope with one eye. While telescopic sight technology did offer some improvements over the old ring and bead iron sights, it was markedly inferior to the reflector gun sights that would soon replace it, namely the Mark VIII, which was used on all Dauntlesses from the SBD-5 model onward. Other aircraft still using the Mark III telescope were quickly relegated to second line duty or retired. The Mark III sight did have one single day in the sun, though, albeit with very mixed results. That day was June 4th, 1942, when at the Battle of Midway, it was used on all of the TBD Devastator torpedo bombers, of which 37 of the 41 were lost with no damage at all to the Japanese. It was also used on the Marine Brewster Buffalo fighters that day, which lost 16 of their 20 with only a single zero kill in return. But it was also used in the Dauntless dive bombers, which destroyed 3 Japanese fleet carriers in the greatest 5 minutes of naval history using their Mark III telescopic gun sights. Thank you for watching, and feel free to contact me with questions.